Hey everybody, for those that don't know me, I'm Lorie, owner and builder of the Bubacon, and I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my build before I take you with me to SEMA. On the front end, everything starts with safety and recovery. We run the Xeon 12S winch with the Spydura synthetic line paired with the Factor 55 Ultra Hook. We also are running the Baja Designs SAE Squadron lights. We've got the S1 pod lights on the Gatekeeper off-road mounts on the knuckles. We also have the new backlit LP6s on the A-pillar. Moving on down to steering and suspension, I am currently running the Dana 60s front and rear. We've got the RPM Extreme Duty Heim end tie rod. We've got the RPM all aluminum drag link. We also use the RPM sway bar end links, and we've also got the PSC hydro assist in the front. We paired the RPM steering sway bar end links up with the Rock Jock anti-rock sway bars. We went with the King 2.5 shocks and bump stops, and now let me take you over to the front 3-link from RPM steering. Here you can see the lower control arm and the upper control arm in the front 3-link from RPM. And before anybody says it, I understand chrome don't get you home, but that's certainly isn't what this is. This is actually 70/75 polished aluminum just to a mere finish. Moving on back to the rear, we've got the RPM parallel 4-link with the King 2.5 shocks, the Rock Jock anti-rock sway bars, and if you're curious, yes, these are the new Mickey Thompson 44 Baja Bosses on the KMC grenades. And on the interior, Justin over at PRP hooked us up with these awesome Enduro Trek seats. We actually outsourced the material from Relicate Fabric just to get that specific look that I was going after. We've got the RockHard 4x4 JT cage that runs from the front all the way into the rear. We also have those rear PRP seat covers to match the front. As you guys might have noticed, I am full-time RV, and this beast has actually been built right here in these gravel campsites in the RV place. So now it's time for me to take you to SEMA 2024. Good morning, everybody. It's the last day here at SEMA. It's been an insane week, so I'm gonna try to get around this convention before the public gets in and show you the biggest and the best Jeep builds. Hey everybody, we're here at SEMA with Andy from Steer Smart, and he's going to give us a run through of the ice cream truck.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So as you can tell, this is what we call Freezy. It started its life as a 4xe JL 4-door, and we did some slight modifications, I guess you could say. Basically took it from the B-pillar back and just cut it right off. We created a frame system for the composite kind of bed cab here on the back. Went through some various processes of getting it to be the right size. We basically took cardboard and kind of made the size to make sure that when we put it on, it wasn't going to look all awkward and funny. So that was like the start of it, and then we built a frame out of some round stock stuff, and then you could basically unbolt that and take the whole thing right off. Everybody seems to think it's like super heavy, but I would say the vehicle probably weighs similar to what it did before, maybe with like 2 people in the back of the Jeep. So it's not like some crazy super duper heavy thing. It actually goes out and wheels pretty good, as you guys saw. Yes. It's at Trail Hero. It's on Detroit steel wheels, so these kind of like play into the old, like, pixelated 90s-ish theme. Yep, those are 20-inch wheels. They're Detroit, or the D-Town Smoothies, I think is what they call them, and they're like 13 inches wide, so they're a massive wheel. 4315 Mickey Thompson Pro XS's, tons of Nemesis stuff. The front bumpers are all Nemesis. The sliders are Nemesis. And they did a bunch of custom stuff for us too, which is really cool, like the tub armor, because we had to cover up that for the rear doors and stuff like that. These are their Highline fenders, and then they made some custom mimics of the on the rear, so they're like really thin, so they don't stick out a ton, but they run the same kind of a look on the back. Got Casey highlights for all of our lighting stuff, even headlights. That's their new Titan bar, which has like the amber backlight. It's pretty sweet. It is a 4xe, so it's a hybrid. It's got the little 2-liter with the electric motor, which can be fun. It's kind of fun to like turn it on and like take off and start driving, and people are like, how come it's not making any noise? So that's kind of cool. It's got all of our steering components on the front end, which you would expect, being that we're steer smarts. Like, that's kind of what we do.
Absolutely.
Trying to think what else. We got Warren and Fact 55 on it. We've got Adams drive shafts. It's got UD60s front and rear. We actually have an 80 for the rear to put on when we get back, but it's one of those things where it's just trying to find time to do it, basically. That's
part of the process.
Yeah, finding time to do the same thing. We got Rock Crawler. It's a 4.5-inch lift Rock Crawler on there. We've got the Fox 3.0s on it.
With fancy little...
Oh yeah, we 3D printed the little mounts for it. So we had to find somewhere to put the reservoirs. With these massive tires being as wide as they are, like when you turn, we knew that like trying to tuck them inside was going to be a problem. And a lot of people put them up front. I had the idea, why don't we make it look more like a Matchbox car and put them on the back? So there was a lot of cutting involved up in this area here, but we made it work, and I think that it kind of like adds to the overall like flair of the vehicle. So
absolutely, it's all about the little details.
Yeah, it's something that nobody else is doing. It's a little different. Might inspire somebody to do something similar themselves.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, that's a basic rundown of it. But yeah, it's a good vehicle. It's fun. It makes a lot of people smile. They walk by. It's kind of hard to.
It's an eye catcher for sure, and it's purposeful. So that's amazing.
Yeah, so we're out on trail handing out ice cream to people. It makes everybody smile. They're like,
yeah, in 105-degree weather, a little ice cream.
What's better?
It's nice.
Exactly.
So thank you for showing me your build.
You're welcome.
It's awesome.
You're welcome.
Here with Chuck this morning from Pro Eagle. If you're in the off-road world or even building your Jeep and gravels like me, you definitely need a jack with bigger wheels. So tell us a couple of things about your jacks and how they're the best in the market.
Yeah, so I come from the off-road industry, and what we were doing is we were taking standard jacks that you could buy at the other guys or Napa Auto Parts or whatever it may be, and we were modifying them so they worked in off-road situations. Nobody had ever thought of doing that, and none of the other jack manufacturers in the market, even still today, aren't innovating things for trucks.
Yes.
We are. So we realized that moving a jack around on imperfect ground or dirt or gravel or whatever was nearly impossible. Mm-hmm. So we decided to put the giant wheels on it. We put skid plates on it so that it doesn't sink in soft dirt or sand. They all come with an extension so you can lift the taller trucks and vehicles, and we even offer taller extensions now and other attachments for specific vehicles like Rivian or EV vehicles or pinch weld adapters and that kind of sort of thing.
Awesome. So if you guys don't have a Pro Eagle jack, you know you got to go get one now. This is the Rockstar Volkswagen buggy. This thing actually started its life as a little old bug, and they turned it into this massive beast. It's got a 14-bolt axle, full hydro PSC, equipped with the Warren and Factor 55, Baja Designs lights, the King 3.0 shocks. Over on the cab, we've got these awesome alligator PRP seats and the detachable steering wheel. And this thing just pretty much goes anywhere that you point it. Most of you know the original Gridlock, and this is known as Gridlock Alter Ego. This thing is a beast. They've got the East Coast Gear Supply 14-bolt. They spray it down with Steelite, so no grinding before welding. It's equipped with, of course, Factor 55 and Warren, the best in the business. They've got the new Baja Designs headlights, these massive 46 Mickey Thompsons. We've got the King 3.0 shocks, the custom PRP seats to match this liner. This thing is also rear steer, so you get in a tight situation, you can just wiggle on out. This area has the best of the best Jeeps. This thing is equipped with Warren and Factor 55, like I've said, best in the business, loaded up with Baja lights on the bumper and across the windshield. We've got the 42-inch Mickeys. These ORIs are insane. You know I love them. Super clean, nitrogen, no messing with springs or anything else. It's got the Moto built Highline fenders. You know I love those. Those are on the Bubicon. We've got the Moto built sliders. You didn't know Moto built has recently started to 3D print some parts. These are actually the Moto built 3D printed taillights paired with the Baja Designs S2s. So go check them out. This is the Steelite Jeep. We mentioned this earlier on Gridlock. It's from East Coast Gear Supply. So when you spray it out, you don't have to grind it before you weld. You just weld it right up and do your thing. It's also equipped with the Warren system. You've got, let's see what we got under here. We've got these ORIs. We've got Baja Designs. We've got massive Mickey Thompsons here. This thing is great. We've got the PRP red, white, and blue America seats. All right, I'm here with Bill at the sPOD booth. He's gonna run us through the latest and greatest and show us what we need to get for our Jeeps.
Yeah. Hey, my name is Bill with sPOD. We are displaying our Bantam unit right over on this display over here. We have an 8-circuit unit and we have a 6-circuit unit. With our 8-circuit unit, what's really rad, it's 30 amps per circuit, 100 amps usable altogether. You can also daisy chain up to 4 different units and get up to 32 different switches. And then if you don't have a bunch of accessories and need a little bit something smaller, we have our 6-circuit unit that is compatible with our HD Mini 6 or some rocker switches right over here. You can power up anything from auxiliary lighting to doing fuel pumps to fans. As we can demonstrate, fan will kick on right over here. If you have some rock lights, you can do that as well, just like that. With our systems, you can do momentary, link switching, dimming, and yeah, you can program anything you need for your vehicle.
So what's your favorite feature about the sPOD?
With the sPOD, my favorite feature is kind of keeping everything nice and clean. When you're building a vehicle, you have all these different wires going to the battery, and having a power distribution center really keeps everything nice and tight, making sure that if you do have an issue down the road, you can just open up this little guy, this pop on, you can pop off the cover and be able to kind of see what you're working with and making sure everything is nice and clean, nice and tight, and make sure all the wires are all set in stone.
So you're telling me you don't like that rat's nest when you open up the hood?
Oh, no, no one likes that. No one wants a fire, right? So you want to be able to get onto the trail, get off the trail nice and sound, and be, comfortable and confident in your whole vehicle.
Yeah, and stay safe while doing it. Hey everybody, here with Kyle at the Baja Designs booth. He's going to walk us through a few new things that they've got and a few of the favorites.
Oh yeah. How's it going, guys? We're here at SEMA this year. We did introduce our factory amber this past year, so obviously we got that displayed. We also have our SAE, so our street legal fog light. So that's really, really good for 24/7 lighting, whatever you want to do there. And then obviously our backlight. So it's not on right now, it's somewhere over here. There you go. So we got a red one right there, just like you guys. And that's something that we introduced this past year as well. We have blue and green available, but that's pretty much all we got going on this year.
So for the backlighting, do they have to buy all new lights? Can they send them in? Like, tell me a little bit more about the backlighting.
No,
I get a lot of questions.
Yeah, absolutely. You can send them in. We can swap out the board for you. It is red or blue or green, and then obviously the traditional amber. But no, it's definitely send in your lights. We can swap it out for you. I forget the exact price on what the upcharge is, but no, just call in and we'll take care of it for you.
All right, so there you go, guys. You don't even have to buy new lights, but you can still have a new look. So for those of you that do have the Squadron lights, they also have another program that Kyle's going to kind of get into for us.
Yeah, so like I was saying, this is the new Squadron 2.0 is what we kind of call it, but the SAE variant. So last year we launched these right before SEMA actually, and so we did do an upgrade program, so you can send in your old existing SAE squadrons and we'll swap it out for you for completely free. These are much, much better and we're very, very proud of this light, so I want to make sure that everyone's got them.
All right, guys, stick with Baja Designs and they'll take care of you. This is Nick's YJ, basically a buggy, Winston. He's got a custom V8 swap with a fiberglass hood. He's even gone into the detail of painting his winch. Look at these amazing custom headers here. He's got a really cool ostrich PRP seats with a dash to match. And I really wish this thing could run because I think it would sound like an absolute beast. All right, y'all, I believe this is going to be my favorite build here. It is a 49 Willys. I actually saw it debuted at Off-Road Expo in California. It wasn't quite ready then, but they've got everything together now, and holy cow, it was worth all 4 years of building. This thing is amazing. This is the Grinch JT from Ernie's Customs, and from the tracks in the front to the snowboards in the back. If you love snow sports, this is the Jeep for you. This is the Atlas from Rebel Off-Road in Southern California. It's equipped with the 2.5 King shocks, the Rock Jock anti-rock sway bars, Nitto tires, custom powder coated wheels, and the best of the best, newest, latest, and greatest flatbed. It's actually a little bit lighter than the factory bed, and you can equip it with everything you need for Overland. Bond over at Rebel Off-Road absolutely killed it on this build. Look at these crazy 3.0 shocks here. I can't even get my hands all the way around them. These shock towers are so big and massive. They come up and out of the hood, making this thing look super aggressive. This is a stretched 2-door JL on trapdoors. This thing is just loaded up. We've got the new gravity lights from KC. We've got custom seats from PRP with a nice ostrich down the side. This thing is gonna be insane off-road. I cannot wait to see it on the trail. Day 3 at SEMA, finally made it over to the West Hall. Just came up and out of the Tesla tunnel and spotted the best top Gladiator, and you know I had to stop. So this is equipped with a Dana 44 axle, PSC hydro assist, anti-rock Rock Jock sway bars. We've got an awesome Warren winch and Factor 55 pairing. Looks like we've got the Nemesis fenders with the Moto built sliders. And of course, you've got the anti-rock in the rear as well, and Falcon shocks. Pretty awesome looking build to me. You know I had to stop and see this one. This is a local to SoCal. This is Daniel over at Road Player One. Make sure you give him a follow. He's equipped with the Dana 60s in the rear. He also has the Danas in the front with RPM steering. We know that's my favorite. And he's rocking the Nova sight lights. All right, we have finally made it over to the West Hall, the off-road area, which you know is my favorite. Our first stop is going to be Warren and Factor 55. We've got to check out this awesome new build that they have, the Ready Truck. Let's go check it out and see what they got. Almost ran into the garbage can. The latest and greatest. These are the new shackles that they have. We've got, of course, the Xeon 14S, the latest and greatest, and winches, the best of the best with the Ultra Hook here. This truck is insane, absolutely loaded up with rigid lights. Ford Super Duty F450. This is the newest XP series, the latest and greatest from Warren. It's going to be replacing the Platinum series. They've got 10, 12, and 14. It's in a smaller casing. You have the indicator lights here. You've got purple for free spool, white for engaged, green for when you're actually using the winch, and red, which hopefully you never see. Now, this is actually Bluetooth capable all the time, no adapter needed. You have an app that controls and tells you exactly how your winch is performing as you go. Over here at the Warren booth with Chad, he's gonna run us through the new XD series for the Xeon winch.
I'm running you through the whole thing?
Yeah, you are.
All right,
I'm putting you to work today.
All right, the new Xeon XD, this particular one's a 10, synthetic rope, only available with synthetic rope. We're dropping the wire rope off there. If you really got to have it, you can get it. This is going to be the replacement for the standard Xeon. We've improved the motor studs, we improved sealing, improved the clutch feel, but we cap a lot of the really nice features, like the rope anchor is through the drum style rope anchor, so that guy has a lot more capacity. And for comparison, the old winches were you were good 200 to 400 pounds and you could pull the rope off. This one's several thousand pounds and pull the rope off. So a lot different, yeah. And that's carryover from the current Xeon, but it was a good feature to keep.
Nice. Okay, so tell me about the new hammer loop.
All right, so the hammer loop, we've actually been testing it for a couple of years, and we finally got it into a package so we can sell it. And basically, it's a separate part that works with the Ultra Hook. It's got 2 loops on the end, very much like this. So you loop one end through the shackle hole, and then you can just quickly attach this guy so you can wrap around roll cages, stuff like that for quick recovery.
Awesome. Tell me about the new hammer strap back here that you've got as well. This is a new product that they're featuring as well.
So hammer strap is very similar to the to like a recovery strap that you put around a tree, but because we know we're gonna run around rocks and stuff like that, we went longer. And in particular, we added a feature in the middle here where it shows you a center line, so you know where center line is when you're on the back of the rock, so you can get your straps run around straight and hooked back into the Ultra Hook.
Oh, we've got the 10, the 12, and the 14. Are they different in sizes, or are they all in the same packaging? How does that work?
They're physically the exact same size, so that's nice. And then between the XD and you talked about the XP, they're the same size as well. This end cap right here, where you can see the red seal, that end cap is where the auto feature is encapsulated. On this one, it's just hollow.
All right. Thank you so much for talking with me today. I truly appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
At the Dana booth with the new Fox 6.2 liter 700 horsepower truck. It has the Dana 60 in the rear. I went wheeling in this thing while we were in Sand Hollow, and let me tell you, this baby rips. Rebuilds showing people how to take this apart and set everything up. They're doing those a couple times a day. You also can get a custom stencil for whatever Jeep or anything that you're doing. So if you need a new Dana 60 or an 80, hit up Dana. How are you doing? We're here at the TYRI booth with Cole, and he's going to give us a little rundown of the new products.
Hey guys, we're showing off at SEMA show. We got our Hyperion light bar series here. As you can see, we got 12-inch all the way to 48-inch. We've been kind of showing this off a little bit all year, but we're really showing it off at SEMA in the new product showcase and on a bunch of vehicles around here. This is an insanely bright light bar. You go from about 4,300 lumens to about 17,200 effective lumens coming out of there. Yeah, so it's a real deal light bar. You've seen it on some of the big rigs around here. Adventure Further's got it on their rig as well, so it's all good stuff. We also brought, if you come over here real quick, I'll show you. We just updated our lights so we can make our lights 20% brighter by keeping the same amp draw, and that's what this light is right here. These two are our new 1010. We went from 4,600 lumens to 6,000 effective lumens and keep it at the same amp draw. So this is, this is huge for us. We're super excited about this. This is the first light we're redesigning, but we're going to do our whole product line, so everything's going to get a little bit brighter, but with that same amp draw, that same TYRI toughness, just, a little bit more output. So we're pretty excited about that. As well, we brought these lights. So we have these baseline lights. They are kind of an entry-level light. They're MSRP $99, but they're built with all the TYRI spec, IP69K waterproof, salt spray tested, vibration tested, all spec for all of our other markets as well, but just at a great price to, get people into TYRI. So.
And this is not just a Jeep product. No. Like, you guys are heavy equipment, any trucks, anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, heavy equipment, agriculture stuff, race trucks, we go on everything. Side-by-sides, you name it, so.
We are over here at the Overland Vehicle Systems booth with Leon, and he's going to give us a quick little rundown of what they've got going over here.
Hey, yeah, so here's our new XD 270 awning. Basic features that the previous awnings haven't had would be a black powder coat. Oh, black. There we go. We got this here.
I'll hold this.
All right. The black powder coat and LED light strips all come with a standard, along with a little thicker blackout material on the actual awning itself. So it's actually significantly cooler that we've seen in the past. To continue on, we've got our Expedition caps. These have been selling extremely well, and we plan on doing shelving now. So that'll start at $250. This is the fixed shelf, along with a roll-on option.
Ooh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, these are gonna be really, really popular.
Yes, they are.
And how are you gonna get to everything you have inside your bed once you have a cap on? You're gonna also wanna have some way of getting access to that. So here's our new cargo extension. Supports up to 1,250 pounds and will be available soon. And to continue on, we've got our soft truck toppers coming out here in the next couple months. Retail on these will start at $7.99. Several options will be available as they come out. And our new bed mat by OVS. That will be vehicle specific.
All right.
And continuing on, our trailer. We'll go to our trailer next. These have been very, very popular online. We've been making some changes, getting up to our specs, and finally we were ready to release it. We went a little bit wider on our fenders, and basic features, it's got a full independent suspension. So you've got the arms and 8 inches of wheel travel. And retail on these will be $5,999. Latest and greatest from us, and you keep watching our website for more information.
All right. Those of you that have a garage and take your doors off, you definitely need to check out Easy 4x4, the easy rolling door cart holder. Check this out. So you just take your doors off, you hook it on here, and you hold them for storage. So you don't have to worry about paint scratches, dents, bumps, or bruises. Looks great, and it even folds up into a small compact unit when you're not using it. Holy smokes, look at this beast of a truck. It's got all of the rock slide steps. If you need to get up in the back, pull this baby out, push down for a little easier access. Oof. For those of you who are vertically challenged or just have a super lifted truck and need a little help getting in, Rockslide Engineers got your solution. For the extreme buggiers, this thing is insane. We've got a 9-inch with portals, air shocks, with an Atlas transfer case. This thing is absolutely decked out with the best of the best. And it's also 4-wheel steer to get you out of those real tight spots. Here at the SuperSprings booth with Justin, and he's going to give us a rundown of the new products.
All right. Hey, thanks, Lorie. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Welcome to SEMA. This is our 2023 Jeep Gladiator. We are demoing our rear sumo springs on it, which actually Lorie runs on her badass JT.
Yeah.
And then also we have the front prototype that works well with the factory suspension setup up to a 3.5-inch lift. I'm sorry, over 3.5-inch lift. But it's a microcellular polyurethane bump stop. It's going to give you that progressive rate for a bump stop, but also help you with like the dip and dive and the sway and body roll.
Yeah.
Because they're actually engaging, you know, twice as fast as the factory bump stop. So this is our prototype that's going to be coming out here in just a couple weeks. You notice the sumo spring is actually mounted at the bottom of the spring perch. We do that because these JTs and JKs, JLs, they get that coil wrap, and that coil wrap will tend to push the bump stop out. So what we do is we mount from the bottom, we put a poly puck at the top, so that bump stop comes up and contacts in a nice smooth surface for that. Super easy to install, 1 bolt through the bottom. The hardest part's having the coil out, right?
Yep.
The rear, we can go back to the rear, show you
Let's do
that.
the-
On the rear, this literally just replaces your factory bump stop. So we installed Lorie's at the show in Pigeon Forge, right there in the show with it flexed out.
Yep.
Pull down the stock one, pop in the new one. Easy as that.
Took like 30 seconds to install, man. It was super easy. All right, and that's a wrap on SEMA 2024.